Dear staff of the Daytripper, well, whenever you're on TV, it improves my life. There is a happy goodness about your show, and I do thank you so much. I just finished the one about the Davis Mountains, and it was simply lovely. And the food, ... don't get me started. There's a verse in the Bible about keeping your mind on good things, and that is what happens when I tune into y'all. Thank you, and God bless.
Susan Carter.
Her name is Susie. Maybe my mom goes by Susie Salam. Well, howdy, y'all. It is the Daytripper podcast. Thanks for joining us. I'm here, Chet Garner, your host. Co-host over here on the Buffalo couch is Daniel Meese.
Hey.
All right, and we got Alex Fort mixing it up on the turntables. Thanks for tuning in. It is September. Yeah, it's September.
It is September.
I know. We're flying by. This is birthday month, baby.
Hey.
Yeah.
For like half of the people that work with us.
I know. That's true.
More than
is.
half.
It is. That's right. So anyway, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about this month. But reminder off the top, like, subscribe, do all the things that help the podcast grow. And there's one thing happening this month that is it's the biggest thing happening in the world right now. And that's football's back, baby.
I love it.
The biggest thing in the world.
I thought you were going to say that Taylor Swift is going to get married.
Oh,
biggest thing going on in the world. That's what everybody's talking about
How much
right now.
did your girls talk about that day?
I didn't even hear about this until yesterday.
Okay.
I recently heard about it, and it's been a few days since that was announced.
Yes.
And so my girls, I guess they freaked out on their own, and then they were like, Dad didn't care. And so I didn't, and I'm just like, wait, what? She's getting married? What?
You got
Travis Kelce's, they're engaged?
Oh, man, it's too funny. I think I got an ESPN notification.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, what is happening?
ESPN. I saw somebody actually said they're like, that's going to be crazy to see Travis Kelce with Swift on the back of his jersey.
Oh. You think they'll hyphenate Kelce Swift?
No.
Well, she won't change her name.
No, neither of them are going to change their name, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's just funny.
I mean, I know she's not a very traditionalist, it doesn't seem, but that'd be crazy if she did take his name. I've never heard of an artist with that sort of fame doing that.
Yeah, they keep their
yeah. I mean, that's a brand.
It's a brand.
And they're Swifties. You can't have Kelceites, whatever her new fans would be. Yeah, all right. Why are we talking about Taylor Swift? We're talking about football, Daniel.
Come on. This isn't my fault.
You get us derailed. Well, evidently the engagement got announced, and then it had actually happened weeks before.
You just took us right back in.
They kept us. I know. All right, never mind.
Come on, let's move on.
No more Taylor Swift. All right. So what I like to do in September, now I will say this off the top. We're recording this the Friday before September 1st. So I'm going to tell y'all some college football rankings. But we have not, in the world I'm sitting in right here in this chair, we have not played Ohio State yet.
That's kind of scary.
That is kind of scary. So we could still be number one. And I'm talking about Texas football. We could still be number one on Monday when y'all get this podcast, but we may also be.
We're letting people peek behind the curtain right now.
This is not.
If we're being honest, it's Friday.
It's Friday. And tomorrow morning is the first game. And then you will get this on Monday.
Yeah.
Well, they know this is not like live. So these things get pre-recorded. And this one is just, this information could change very fast.
Very soon.
Very fast. All right, but I'm going to shout out to some other Texas teams that are ranked. UT is ranked number 1, which scares me. I don't like that, actually. Yeah. SMU is ranked number 16. That's the next Texas team.
Wait, that's the next?
Yeah, because, I mean, the ponies are rising right now. I think SMU, they've recovered from the death penalty and all that stuff.
It's been a minute.
And now with NIL...
Yeah.
And having SMU has a lot of money, and they've got their fingers and their hands in some very deep pockets in the Dallas business world. So I think SMU is going to be back to the glory days of the 80s here very soon because they have the money to go out and build the team they want. I do.
Okay, but to that argument, doesn't UT have the money to
Well,
go
that's
out
why UT's ranked number 1.
And do they deserve to be number 1 right now? I'm a Longhorn. I've been a Longhorn. I don't know why we're number 1.
Hey, we made it to the top 4 last year, right?
But should we be 1?
Yes.
Okay, and regardless of that, maybe I should just say skip the last couple years. How many years has UT gone not even close to being at the top, and we have had the money. So the argument of you have the money, you can build a team.
Well, the money thing is just
look at the
finally,
Yankees. The Yankees in baseball have the money.
That's true. It doesn't automatically translate.
It doesn't translate.
We've got a great coach and all that. But at SMU, though, when you've got the money that you do, you can go out and that 3-star guy who blew up at that small university. I think SMU it's Dallas, it's urban. They're going to be showering those guys like. It will go from being kind of a bottom D1 school to being a top D1 school. That's what I think.
Sure.
Okay. I think. And then A&M is 19.
Okay.
And Tech is 23. Now, here's the great experiment we're about to see. I think Tech has paid more money than any other school out there to build a team. Tech all of a sudden had these big boosters flood in with money, and they have bought an insane team. So we'll see if it works, because it's a harder sell to get someone to move to Lubbock than Dallas or Austin.
I'm not going to argue with that.
Yeah, and
we've been there many times.
Can you buy a team? Tech's about to find out.
And when you say buy a team, or you're talking about the offering of NIL deals?
I'm talking about setting these guys up with money that can keep them funded.
Because there's people on staff at universities now whose sole job is to get NIL deals.
Oh yeah.
Like versus in the past, it's like nothing's supposed to ever get paid. I mean, you just talked about the death penalty for SMU.
I know.
And literally it was because of money getting transferred to players. Whereas skip forward a few decades, and now it's like, hey, we got people on staff to get money to the players.
And now I can't keep up with the rules, but can universities pay them? Does it have to go through the booster clubs? I mean, they work these packages for these players where they're making millions in college, which is fine. I mean, I there's so much money. I believe they should be paid. It's just we're in the Wild West of it all. So we're figuring it out.
It's still the Wild West.
Yeah. All right. So, those are definitely subject to change. We may see some other teams flood up. I'm pumped, though. Football is going to be so much fun. All right. Let's run through the high schools that are supposed to dominate. So I'm going to start at 6A. We're going to go down. These are preseason rankings. 6A, South Lake Carroll, always stinking South Lake Carroll. Speaking of buying teams, no, I'm just kidding. I've become privy to some information, and I'm not throwing South Lake totally under the bus. There's a lot of schools who do it, but as far as
rich people,
as far as recruiting families to move, they're not paying them, but there's some recruitment that goes on at some of these schools. Alito, at 5A, Alito is ranked number 1. And then in Division 2, Richmond Randall is ranked number 1. Okay. But that's Georgetown is I'm the division of my school where my kid plays, 16th. And Liberty Hill is 15th in Division 2.
So brand new coach this year.
Oh.
Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, Liberty Hill's got a brand new coach. So I believe he was like an assistant coach last year. But when the coach recently left, I think at the end of this last season, they had to fill the spot. So brand new coach.
Is he going to pass the ball? Does he?
That is a great question.
Does he know that's half of the game?
I don't. So I don't have any kids on the team. So I don't know. I haven't been talking to the players, but that is the question. Are they going to be doing the same
old
running?
That thing
slot
is.
T? It's frustrating to watch, but
it works.
It works.
It works.
And they've done it for a long time.
Deep in the playoffs.
So
I'm wearing Georgetown blue because I've got to go to Victoria tonight.
Yeah, you do.
To watch my son. So my 16-year-old son plays for the Eagles, and he'll be under those Friday night lights. But it's a long drive. I love my son, but that is a long drive.
The first game.
Next week is home, so I'm looking forward to that. All right. 4A, Salina and Carthage. Okay. 3A, Columbus and Gunter. Had to look up where Gunter is. Somewhere north DFW. 2A, Refugio and Munster. German people in Munster.
Okay.
1A, Gordon and Jayton. Those are some little towns. Yeah, no, I did Google where those are, and I've already forgotten. But like, when you're a 1A school, that's the Daytripper's not coming to that town.
Probably not. Like you just got out of the 6-man football, and you're like playing regular
football.
Yeah. Well, congrats to them.
Yeah. Wait, 1A might be 6-man football. I'm gonna need to look into that.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I think it might
still could be.
Might be. Or there might be 6-man below that, but I think 1A might be 6-man because when they shifted all the rankings, they wanted to give them an A. They felt left out. Like, we're an A too. Like, so what was 4A became 5A, blah, blah, blah.
Hey, but you know, the cities where they're that small, I guarantee you, everybody's going to that game on a Friday night.
Dude.
Those are the fun ones. You know? When I used to live in Taylor a long time ago, and Taylor's still not that big, but it was definitely not back then. That's all you did. Everybody walked at the same time from around the city. Everybody walked to the field.
Oh, that's so awesome.
It was just fun.
That's awesome. Port Neches Groves, who is ranked as well. That Friday night, you could have robbed anybody in town because everybody was there. And the last game I went to, this was wild. There were probably more golf carts in the parking lot than cars.
I believe it.
Because everyone's just riding
That's the new thing.
Riding their golf cart
you see
into
golf
town.
Carts everywhere now.
Everywhere. All right, guys. So I hope y'all are excited about football. It's going to be a big year, and I'm super pumped. So let's pause for our off-the-top sponsor, Don Hewlett Chevrolet Buick. So this is the month. Things are getting electric in the stadiums. They're getting electric on the streets too, Daniel. It is time to go electric. It's not just a fad. And Don Hewlett Chevrolet, lots of electric vehicles. Let me give you the little pitch on why you should go electric. It's making me curious. We drive a unleaded. We had a diesel truck, but I want to get into some of these vehicles and just try them out. Cheaper to charge. And have you noticed there's free charging stations like everywhere now in Georgetown?
Wait, free?
Yeah. The gas
I thought they cost money.
No, you just plug in. So it's like, imagine if gas tanks were free. You just like free fueling stations everywhere. Like, dang it.
What?
They're going long range, so they're getting even longer. Many of them average over 300 miles. The new Silverado gets up to 490 miles on one charge.
That is insane.
Now you probably don't want to test it because, like, I could drive to Fort Stockton. Like,
I mean, you would say that about gas too.
That's true.
Like, hey, you got 400 miles in the tank.
Well,
don't drive 400 miles before you.
But that's a really big range.
That's big. Yeah.
I mean, and 300. I mean, your daily commute, you could commute a long way.
Sure.
And not worry about it. Plus, there are tax credits now of up to $7,500 on these things. So. The EV lifestyle isn't just the future. It is here. Whether you're commuting, exploring the hill country, or just running errands, Chevrolet EV fits seamlessly into your life. Go down to Don Hewlett. You can pick the right EV for your lifestyle. DonHewlett.com.
Hey.
Pretty cool. All right. So, man, dude, what you been up to? What was the month of August?
Oh, man.
Got them kids back in school.
Yeah. So, like, summer kind
of
came to an end there.
Yeah.
But my oldest, Brooklyn, she turned 16. So I know we both have 16-year-olds now.
Yeah.
So I took a page from your book. I know you do this with your 10-year-olds, and you've done this for a while. But Jordan and I talked a while back about doing it when ours turned 16.
Cool.
And what that is every time we have a kid, we've got 3 girls. So when they turn 16, we're going to take them on like a weekend little excursion.
Love it. Love it.
Nothing too crazy because it's just a weekend.
Yeah,
but, you know, probably somewhere in the state of Texas, they get to pick, and we're going to go all out, you know? And so we asked her what she wanted to do, and she wanted to have kind of like this Instagrammable getaway. So like, she didn't say that specifically, but basically she has found all of these different things that she shared like with Jordan, my wife, on Instagram, and just like, hey, look at this cool video. And almost all these videos were in the Plano and then DFW area.
Okay.
And so we went up there and we did like almost everything we could find. And so a lot of these things had to deal with food. And so I was like, I don't know how we're going to do this, but we just decided, like, you know what? We don't have to eat a meal at every place.
So
we would literally walk into a place, order like one little dish, and then we'd share it and we'd walk out.
Hey,
and then we'd go do it again somewhere else.
Yeah.
And so we went to tons of cool places, lots of different kinds of foods.
Was she recording it because she had an edit in mind?
So I actually, doing this for a living, like making videos and editing, I started that and very quickly realized that this was going to be very long and tedious. But then beyond that, she at some point just was like, Dad.
Yeah. Quit working.
She like put your phone down. You know, and they just kind of, her and my wife just were like, y'all, Daniel, just
dude, you probably went in. I got to get the close-up shot. I got to get the B-roll. Let me go get the sign. Just because, like,
I'm not even kidding. I did the Daytripper method on what was supposed to be a fun getaway, and so like after halfway through the first day, they just told me like, you're done. And so I go, okay, I'm sorry. And then there was times where it's like, well, but you got to take pictures still. And I was like, oh yeah, okay. So I'd still take pictures randomly and stuff, but
that's awesome.
We did so much. And then we had like one of the best meals ever for dinner, which was not something specific to that area.
Okay.
But we went to Trulux.
Oh, Trulux.
That was not cheap.
I haven't been there in decades more. That was one of the standbys when I worked as a lawyer in downtown Austin. Trulux was like, if a partner was paying, you can go to Trulux.
Yeah, exactly. Someone else is paying. Take them there.
So wait, okay, but like,
so and that one was nothing to deal like that. Did not have one of these Instagram videos. It was just kind of like we actually found a place that was cool, and then at the last second we were like, something seems off with this, bad reviews and something. So we were just like, you know what? Let's do something really nice. She turned 16.
Yeah.
Jordan and I talked, and we were just kind of like, let's take her to a place we know is going to be great. We're going to spend some money here, but it's going to be worth it.
Sure.
Because we didn't have a massive party for her. We did take her and some friends out for a dinner on her actual birthday, but this was her big thing. So
yeah, hey man, I love it. And for a memorable occasion, drop some coin. That's all right.
She told us this is the best meal I've ever had, and it might be one of the best I ever have in my life. Like I can't imagine topping this. Like she was so excited.
That's awesome. What did y'all get? That made it so amazing.
I know. Well, it was the combination of service, first of all, that was amazing. Because sometimes service can make up for a lot. But then on top of that, like steak, fish, and lots of amazing sides.
No expenses spared. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Like the guy in Jurassic Park.
We no expense. We spared no expense. We spared no expense. Dude, I got in this conversation with some buddies of mine recently. If you were going into a situation, or someone offered you this offer, that I'm going to give you what will be the best meal you will ever eat in your life.
Okay.
And they could somehow know that definitively.
Sure. Okay.
How much would you be willing to pay for that?
And it will be.
It will be the best meal you ever eat in your life.
Oh my gosh.
How much would you be willing to pay?
Oh, that is such a hard question to answer because like typically for myself, I'm not going to choose to do that.
Yeah.
I've had so many great meals that weren't crazy expensive. We did that meal for Brooklyn because this was something very special that I want her to remember. And we had like an awesome coming of age kind of conversation,
That's awesome. Yeah.
So we created a special moment, and then the price we just knew would come with it.
Yeah, sure. Well, she'll remember that forever.
Yes, but if somebody's just like, "Hey, you want some great food? It's going to cost."
Yeah.
Like what would you pay?
It's not. There's like, "Hey, I made some good stuff. Eat it." Like you're about to go into something that will be
just for me a plate of something.
Well, no, like a full experience. It's the full dinner.
I mean, I don't like spending more than like $50 to $100 on myself.
Okay.
Like I just don't.
If I knew it was going to be the best meal of my life, I would drop 4 figures on it if I knew.
Ooh.
If I knew, because it's like, what else am I going to spend money on?
Is this just on you? Like
yeah. Per person. But you knew, Daniel, it would be the best meal of your life. No one could ever really know that.
Sure,
but if you're like, I'm about to sit down to the best meal of my life, that's worth some G's for me.
I tell you what. If I knew that I could give my wife the best meal of her life,
oh, look at this generous
I would
man.
Spend a lot of money.
Okay.
No, I stand by what I said. We've gone out to eat sushi before at some amazing places, and I've spent like $150 on myself because I'll get like sashimi, and I feel horrible. I'm a horrible human being. Why would I spend that much?
This much money? Yeah.
But when you get something that is like that fatty salmon, and it's sashimi, and it's just like you're paying for quality.
Yeah.
It's just expensive. And then afterwards you're like, I'm still a little full.
I'm not
like I feel horrible. But if I'm doing that, it's because we had like a date night, and we never have date nights, and I'm like, we're going all out,
Okay.
And I'm willing to spend 10 times, on my wife what I am on myself.
Well, on yourself. Yeah, no. That's true.
I did not spend 10 times.
Well, I don't think it couldn't be the best meal of my life if my wife wasn't there. So whatever I'm spending on me, I got to double it for
You
both.
didn't say that.
You know, so like it's gonna be, but
Sure.
It's just a matter of like where you put your value. You've got your money. Like, what are you gonna spend it on?
If I had
Stuff,
tons
gadgets. Yeah, but like home renovations, furniture, whatever. Like, I'm good with the futon. I'd rather have the experience.
I like experiences. I think the older that I'm getting, the more I value experience over any kind of possession.
Yeah.
And
Right.
it's been
Totally.
like that for a while,
Totally.
but like I would spend a lot of money if I have the money to spend. I'd spend a lot of money on vacations, trips to go places, experience with food.
Totally.
I do not want to buy a new TV. I
Right,
don't want to
yeah.
buy new furniture.
Yeah.
Like it's just those things fade away, but a
I'm
memory
with you.
lasts.
Exactly.
You know?
So,
And I'm trying
You
to
get that
work
meal.
really hard at not doing what I did with that trip with Brooklyn about taking too much video and pictures. I do this for a living.
it's hard.
And so it's
Yeah,
really easy for me to hold up my phone and try to capture it. And then I keep telling myself though, I'm like, I can't because I'm not really taking in the moment.
Yeah.
know?
You're seeing it through a device.
Yes.
Way different than watching.
Trying to keep it in focus.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep it in focus. I want to keep it focused.
Right there.
In my head.
For sure.
Yeah.
So we took our 10-year-old on the trip because that's one of the things.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Laurel and Laura and I went to Grand Prairie. We were like, it was just like a weekend apart.
I guess
maybe,
they were
think.
pretty close.
And it was fun because, anytime you've got a big family, or even if you don't have a big family, for one of our kids to get focused mommy and daddy time, that's a big
deal.
Yeah. And also to speak truth into them, to kind of like help them sort of understand like they matter apart from just being part of this big family, that they're special. We do things they want to do.
Yeah.
So like Laurel's an adrenaline junkie, so we took her to Six Flags and the Boulder Adventure Park.
Oh,
and
that's so fun.
She always said like she wanted to eat steak. I was like, that's my girl, steak.
And she had it?
And then we had a chance to go. And she's like, nah, I don't. And we went and had like tacos or something. And so I was like, all right, that's fair. It's what she wants to do. I'm not going to pressure her. Like, I mean, a giant ribeye would be really good right now. So anyway, that was August, and then rolled right into school. And man, here we are.
It all happened so fast.
Dude, so fast. All right, let's keep moving. So while things are happening out in the world, things are definitely happening in Texas as well.
While you've been listening to this podcast, lots of stuff's been going on in the Lone Star State. This is Meanwhile in Texas.
This is where we bring you some crazy story that happens somewhere in the Lone Star State, a news update, a historic thing, whatever. So what happened? Daniel, what'd you find?
Let me tell you what happened in Garland, Texas.
Okay.
I've been there through that area.
DFW?
Quite
Yep.
a bit. I lived not too far from there in the past. How about at night whenever an 85-pound, 15-foot reticulated python goes crawling across the road?
Wait, what? The road? What? Hold up.
Yes.
That's like
I said 85-pound, 15-foot reticulating python.
what in the world?
Yeah, and it's like a yellowish kind of cool color. I don't know what kind of morph it was, but like
Oh, yeah.
there's all these
I've
different
seen those
snakes.
before.
So apparently there's a guy in Garland who had this pet snake.
Uh-huh.
He was in the process of moving, and so he had moved the snake to a different enclosure that was not as secure, and the thing got out.
Oh, of course it did.
And somebody saw something,
course
and
it
they
did.
just said, there's a snake on the loose, call animal control. Animal control shows up thinking, snake.
Yeah.
They're not thinking something that should be in a zoo.
It's
15 feet long.
foot? That should be in a movie with The Rock and John
It's
Boyd
crazy.
in it.
It's
Oh, wait, what was that movie? The Rock wasn't in that one.
Was he?
Anaconda.
That was Anaconda.
Yeah, he wasn't in it.
Where
It
they
was John
spits
Boyd.
him up and then
Jennifer
he like comes back to life.
Yeah, that's right. J-Lo.
It's like the worst movie.
It was
so bad.
So great. So
No,
bad.
but I mean, it's kind of similar kind of snake-ish. I mean, those kind of pythons get up to 25 or 30 feet long.
What?
They get massive.
world?
Massive. And they have to eat things that are pretty large. They don't eat rats.
Yeah.
They eat small mammals.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
They'll eat like
for real.
a small pig.
Well, like, I mean, yeah, you see some of the terrible footage that comes out of different places in the world where they're cutting out like a big dogs or like a cow. I'm like,
yeah.
could be a human.
So it could have been bad. but it wasn't, because basically the guy shows up, animal control, thinking it's a small snake. He's got his little tongs like you see. He shows up and he's like, that ain't gonna work. He ends up using what you use to catch a dog, where it's got like the lasso at the end. Which even that, he's like, this isn't working. He grabbed it by the tail and the thing turned on him and kind of tried to lunge. And he's like, this ain't working. It took him like hours to try to get this thing, because basically it was at night and it was trying to stay warm, and it crawled up into the engine bay of like this truck and, you know, got up on the engine. And so they were trying to pull this thing out, couldn't do it. They didn't know whose it was at the time.
You imagine pulling it and then it just keeps coming and coming out of this engine block. And by the time those things are twisted around something, it's not moving.
It's not moving. Yeah. So I can only assume that it got out on its, like, basically at some point it was like, yeah, I guess I'm good to go.
Okay.
Like, there's no way the guy pulled it off.
You kind of wait it out.
And like, what does it go in? A massive trash bin? You know, like, that's huge. That's huge. My daughter has a snake. Savannah has a snake.
I forgot she had a snake.
So she has a lesser spider, or spider lesser ball python, which actually looks just like this one. It's got the cool yellow pattern. It's probably about 2.5, 3 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say 2.5 feet.
Okay. You take it out and let it crawl around the house? What do you do with that thing?
No, it stays in like a 55-gallon
it's pretty big enclosure.
Terrarium, you know?
All right.
But it stays in there.
Y'all got to feed it rats and things like that?
We have to feed it live mice.
About
one every 4 weeks.
Okay.
So it's not that often. You know, they can go like a year without eating.
That's creepy.
Is that not insane?
That's nuts. That's
so
nuts.
I can't imagine something this big. That's just crazy.
Well, bravo Animal Control for keeping.
Yeah, good job, Garland.
Yeah, my gosh, that's cool. Okay, so this is a news story. It's not necessarily a weird news story, but it does merit discussion. Another Texas original has sold to California. Not necessarily sold to California, but so we all know what happened. Whataburger got bought by some Chicago venture capital firm, right? Is Whataburger texting anymore? I don't know. So now that same fate has befallen Shipley's Donuts out of Houston.
Well, I'm a Round Rock Donut guy.
Yeah. So yeah, you don't care.
Shipley's though, come on, man.
The people in Houston hold Shipley's so dear. And so they announced that they have been bought by a private equity firm based in Chicago, Levine, Lichtman, and Capital Partners, whatever. So those that don't know, Shipley started in Houston in 1936. And I mean, all my friends that come from Houston will die on the hill that Shipley's are the best donuts on the planet. And now there's Shipley's. We have one in Georgetown. They're everywhere.
Sure.
Right? I mean, there's Shipley's all over.
Does quantity make them better?
I don't know. I think it's just one of those nostalgia things. They look at Round Rock Donuts and they're like, those stupid yellow orangey, weird yellow donuts. A Round Rock Donut's warm, dude. That's hard to beat. Shipley's Donuts warm are great.
I mean, any donut warm is gonna taste pretty good.
That's very true. So the world of the internet came unglued. They don't like to see this happen. And now they're worried that the same things happen to them that happened to Whataburger, and it's going to taste different. Which I was like, this is a question I wanted to ask you. Did Whataburger ever taste different after it was bought by the venture capital?
It's in the eye of the beholder, right?
I guess so. I think it's
just
all
not as sweet anymore.
Right. The mustard doesn't have that punch. Like, what?
To me,
Whataburger's always tasted the same. They're like, in the articles I was reading, it was like, of course, you know what happened to Whataburger. Like, what? Did it change at all? I don't think so. Not from my perspective, but maybe that's an unpopular opinion.
Did you know that Dairy Queen is not from Texas?
I did know this because I've tried to go to the original Dairy Queen a few times, and then I'll be like, Illinois, never mind. Yeah.
Did you know if you go to Dairy Queen in Illinois, they don't even have steak finger baskets?
What? What is it?
Like, I don't think they just don't have it. There's like several things that they don't have in other places. Everything they say, you know, that's what I like about Texas. Obviously, that's only in Texas.
Wait,
they change.
They don't
things
say that
everywhere.
in Illinois.
I mean, of course they wouldn't.
That's what I like about Illinois.
Everybody says Texas stop sign. It's like,
dude, DQ. If there's ever a brand that should be Texan, it's DQ.
We'll take them, man.
Dude, let's Let's start a venture capital firm and buy DQ so that we can make it Texan.
I'm cool with that.
All right.
Let's do it.
Probably costs a little more than we have, especially considering how much we just spent on dinner that one time.
Yeah,
for our best
that was
meal ever.
pretty rough.
All right. Okay, so anyway, I'll still eat Shipley's donuts. I'm going to eat one now, and then I'm going to wait and see. I'll eat one in a year. I'll see if it tastes different.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so this month in Texas history. In September in 1836, the great new nation of Texas elected its first ever president. So to give you all a little history primer on it, we had just won our independence from Mexico in April at the Battle of San Jacinto, but now came the harder task of ruling
Yes.
a new formed nation. It's much harder, much more complicated task. And so we needed a president. 3 men put their names in the hat. Now, you'll know at least 2 of them. The first one was Stephen F. Austin, who came in dead last in the election. He only got 10% of the votes. He didn't even win the Austin colony, like by a long shot.
Wait, Stephen F.
Austin, like the one that our capital is named after.
Really?
He tried to become president, and you're like, okay, yeah, he's a big dog. Didn't, like, got obliterated. I guess he was like
Interesting.
a founder, had the colony, Austin's old 300.
Yeah.
But maybe he just kind of wasn't very well liked. Like, not a.
He just didn't have the charisma.
Exactly. All right. The guy who came in second was a dude named Henry Smith.
Okay.
All right. He was the governor of the Mexican state of Texas, preceding the revolution. All right. So Henry Smith puts his name in the hat, carries about 13% of the vote.
Wow.
And then the
first
dude,
place, that much.
the dude who won by an overwhelming landslide, 77%, was none other than the hero of San Jacinto, Sam Houston.
Yeah.
Sam Houston goes on to become our very first president. He's elected at the very beginning of September. So from April to September, it took us that long to kind of figure out how we were going to do this thing.
Makes sense.
He makes Smith the Secretary of the Treasury. He makes Austin the Secretary of State.
Okay.
So like the people he beat in the election, he's like, hey, y'all come work with me. That would never happen nowadays. Ever.
No, because it's all about parties.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they did have something that they were fighting for, though. So
I
it's kind
guess-
of like everybody was unified.
Yeah, we're
in
like,
that
come
time.
on, come together.
We're all together here.
And so this is cool. This is an excerpt from Sam Houston's speech. He says, Texas will again lift its head and stand among the nations. It ought to do so, for no country upon the globe can compare with it in natural advantages.
At least for the next 10 years.
Yeah. Right. Until,
Gosh.
Yeah. But Sam Houston always was quoted as saying it's the finest piece of earth on the planet. Yeah.
And it's amazing that they would have even thought that at the time when they couldn't travel that far.
Yeah.
Like the whole planet.
So maybe they had very small perspective. But I like to think that he had traveled everywhere.
He knew it all.
And he came here. Like Egypt stinks. The UK stinks.
Oil in the Middle East. We've got our own.
Yeah, we got our own. Australia, no, it's Texas.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So there you go. That's this month in Texas history. All right, let's jump ahead to the Texas Music Minute. So we're bringing you guys a new band that just came upon both me and Daniel's radar called Briscoe. Which I like that name. There's a Briscoe County.
That it's kind of like, so we just got back from Rusk.
Rusk.
It kind of has something to it.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
that
right.
grit.
Briscoe. There is Briscoe County. Dolph Briscoe, the old governor of Texas.
Yeah.
I don't know where this comes from, but Briscoe. Anyway, it's 2 dudes basically. Philip Lupton and Truett Heitzelman. One of them's from San Angelo, one's from San Antonio. They got kind of a cool story though. They met each other at summer camp while they were in middle school and proceeded to be friends with each other. Every summer they'd go back to Laity Lodge, hang out. You know, you got a best friend at summer camp, and then your life is totally different. Then you come back like, hey. So then, I don't know if it was planned or not, but they reunited at UT. They went to UT together, formed this band in 2019, just as on a whim, and then COVID hits. They're at UT, kind of can't do as much as they were. So that was like the band finally like gelled and became a COVID band, started playing all around town. And they're really good. So it's folk Americana with some incredible blending harmonies. This song is called Blue Eyes and Red Wine. It's all about marriage, Daniel. So
It's about going all in.
yeah, that's right. It's coming out on their album, which will release September 19th of this month. So here we go. I give you guys Blue Eyes and Red Wine.
Soft steps on the stone floor, wet hair as you wait for it to dry in the summer sun. Shade tree by the water, she wades in, river's daughter, and don't that look alright to me? Boy, I'm never gonna change again. You picked the right girl and you settled right in singing. Boy, I'm never gonna change again. You made a good bed and you put it all in. You're set on the tide. Blue eyes and red wine.
It's a cool vibe.
That's a good song.
I like
It's-
the vibe.
Yeah. He's got a unique voice. Like it's kind of higher and nasally. You're like, I'm trying to get into the vibe. And then when the harmonies hit, you go, oh, this is really good.
Yeah.
And then a few people are going to listen like, I don't like his voice. But the more you listen, you're like, oh, no, he's got like a folk thing.
I call it character. You
Yeah,
know?
he's in that singer-songwriter lane. Well, him and the other guy are. And anyway, it's great. They're playing at ACL Fest. And so I went and found it on the schedule, circled it up. They're going to be Friday of week 1. So
nice.
I'll be there. Look them up. Briscoe, the band, also the county, and the ex-governor. And yeah, whatever else. Cool name like Briscoe. All right, let's go ahead. Questions from the back seat, y'all.
Are we there yet? Hey, can you pass me the snacks? When are we gonna stop? I gotta go.
So we got a couple questions about this, and I went ahead and threw one in. Everybody wants to know. Actually, only this guy wants to know.
Oh, okay.
Really. But other people noticed this. I don't know why he's confused about it. He says, "Hello, Chet. Any chance you were on History's Greatest Mysteries episode tonight about Jean Lafitte? If you weren't, there was a guy who could pass for your twin."
It was your twin. Your
It
evil
was,
twin,
yeah,
right?
Brett. He's
Not Chet, it was
He's got a
Brett.
goatee. I got a beard.
He's the historian, right?
Yeah. So a lot of people noticed. Yes, I was indeed in. So there's a show, History's Greatest Mysteries. Lawrence Fishburne is the host, and y'all have seen shows like this. There's a bunch where they'll tell a story, and it's just a bunch of talking heads that they edit together.
Yeah.
I had the honor of being a talking head.
Yeah, you did.
I was in there with a bunch of PhDs, and so this happened last year, and I thought I did such a bad job. They just killed the episode. And then all of a sudden people started texting me like, "Hey, you're on TV." I'm like, "What?" No one even told me it came out. And so I go and find it, and sure enough, I'm like, I wonder what they labeled me. Because you've got all these people who know a lot about history and like PhD at Stanford University, PhD at Mississippi State. And then you get to me, and it's just historian.
Historian.
My kids saw it. They're like, "Dad, you're not a historian." I was like, "I guess I am now."
I mean, we tell Texas history.
Says it on the screen. I was like, we got to discuss, like, what is a historian other than someone who tells history? So
you go.
by definition, technically I am. But gosh, I watched it and I was like, man, it felt like a test because I don't know that much about Jean Lafitte, guys. And I got hit up by a producer, and they'd seen our Galveston episode where I mentioned it for like 30 seconds. And they're like,
you were also dressed as him, right?
I was dressed as him running around. And they're
They
like,
still picked
this guy knows his stuff.
Yeah, he does.
And so, man, I read a book. I read 2 books about Jean Lafitte. I had that stuff down, and then went out to LA. They flew me to LA, paid for all the bills, all that, and sat in a studio in front of a green room for like 2.5 hours It was pretty grueling. Did not get up for 2.5 hours as they just asked me questions about Jean Lafitte.
Golly.
But they were clearly like, it wasn't open-ended. It was, now tell me about the time he was the blacksmith in New Orleans. Well, Jean Lafitte actually had a blacksmith shop. One of the funny things was, though, like, I've got a way I tell stories, and I smile and I use my hands, and the producer kept going, stop smiling, stop. And then get your hands down. So, like, I had to put my hands down.
What do I do with my
What do I do
hands?
with my hands? And so she'd be like, stop smiling. And then she was off camera constantly going, zip it, zip it, zip it. So I had to tell, like, and then who knows where the treasure went? It's a mystery. It was awful. It was awful.
Take it back, Lawrence.
I know. Take it back. Yeah.
Back to you.
So you can find it on history.com. I assume it's other places too. But it was fun. I got out of there and I remember telling Laura came with me. I was like, I don't know if I'd do that again if they asked me. It was like studying for a test, cramming so much information into your head.
Well, and what's crazy though, it probably couldn't get too much easier than that would have been, because you said you read 2 books. There's not a lot of information out there.
Oh yeah, there's not much about Jean Lafitte at all.
Versus if they pick somebody like Sam Houston, if they pick somebody like Stephen F. Austin.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, like, a ton about him, or about both of those people, but there's some people that have their PhDs that probably have done crazy, vast amounts.
The dudes who wrote the book.
Yes. So,
know?
like, but for them to even do an episode on Jean Lafitte that isn't just going to be a lot of, like, that making
show,
stuff up.
It's very
like,
much, it could also be in this bayou.
Yeah.
Some say it's here. And then you'd be like, it
was
doesn't
it more
offer,
about him or more about the treasure?
It was about the treasure.
Well, that's probably what people wanted.
It was about where's the treasure?
Where's the treasure?
Where's the treasure? Yeah.
And there's probably
that's the
100 different opinions.
And I mean, it is kind of a very, it's a unsolved mystery.
Sure.
Because Jean Lafitte, I learned this watching the show. It's like, I didn't know that about him.
Watching the show that you were
by
on?
equivalence, he would have been like a billionaire because he made that much money in the trade business.
Trade. He was
But he was a pirate.
He was a pirate.
He was
I
a
don't know if he-
privateer,
did he make it,
Daniel.
or
He was a
did he-
privateer.
privateer. So he was a professional pirate.
He stole goods and then resold them. He was a professional pirate. And he was like public enemy number 1 to the president and all this stuff. They couldn't catch him. But he had a huge fortune.
Sure.
And we don't know where it is. Brought that from southern Louisiana to Galveston. And then the most interesting thing, he disappears from Galveston. He gets run off and disappears from the history books completely.
Yeah.
So where was he with all his treasure? Did he just get a couple miles off the coast and bloop, 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 went to the
Or
bottom?
did he pull like a DB Cooper?
Yeah,
And,
hey.
he's got the money, and then he lives somewhere under.
Well,
a
there's
different
that.
alias,
There's of course
like,
there's that theory too.
lots
Because
of
there's
things.
some sword in North Carolina that shows up with his name on it, and then there's stories about him in the Yucatan. I don't know.
Who
You know what it
knows?
is, Daniel? One of history's greatest mysteries.
Dum dum dum.
All right. Here we go. Another question. Tyner MW, could you possibly do a show on how to get the most out of your show and follow your footsteps for a great weekend getaway? Tyner MW, you could maybe watch the show and do it.
I think that's what the show is.
That is. I was like, do a show about how to get the most out of your show. You could go to the places and eat there. That
would be getting the most out of it.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't want to make fun of the question, but I'm very confused.
I'm a
Can
little
you make a
confused.
show about how to get the most out of your show? Like the show is sort of the show. That's what it is. And
I'm
then-
going to need
and
to
then
analyze that one a little bit longer.
it confounded me because I need to learn how to do the things on your show. It was like you just do them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the answer. You do it.
I think you just do them.
You just do it.
Well, how do I do them? We just you go to them.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, this on deep questions.
do it.
I probably thought more about
do-
that question,
yeah.
and I'm probably misunderstanding it because it seems very obvious. But
maybe it's
Anyway.
not that obvious.
yeah, maybe not.
Chet,
Maybe
hold
maybe
on. We might be doing something wrong here. Are we really doing it?
Ooh, now that's a deep question.
I know we're tripping,
If you do the show, is that the way you do it?
but are we actually tripping?
Oh, now that's it.
Maybe we actually got to get out there and trip.
Now we feel like we really took some stuff and we're tripping.
Oh,
the longer we
no.
think about this question.
Okay, let's
All
move.
right. So anyway, there was something else you put at the bottom. Do some scratch off cards for weekends away. Maybe she just wants like, I don't know, or an app. We had an app. All right, but anyway, moving on.
Do it,
All right,
lady.
Gary Sandoval asked this question: how do you choose where to trip in Texas? It's a big place, and I thought this is a perfect
Sure.
opportunity to let y'all know that sometimes we just give y'all the choice.
Yeah, we do.
So we have launched our season 16 viewers choice contest, which is now live on our website, thedaytripper.com, where we're letting y'all pick where we do our final episode. We've done this many seasons, and it's always fun.
But we make you fight
Yeah,
against
we
other
do. We
cities.
do make you fight. We do
Gotta
make you
fight
fight
for it.
We used to do it where it was just like an open-ended question box. Where should we go? And those things, it kind of fell off. That was
Yeah.
a mess. You guys said dumb towns that don't exist. And then everybody like would misspell towns. It was a mess. So we decided also then to do it like a bracket. So it's like a
Yeah.
March Madness bracket. So there's 16 teams in the March Madness bracket. I won't spoil it. Y'all can go see who they are. But whichever one y'all pick, we're going.
We will do it.
We will load up the van.
And
And go.
some of them are not going to be easy.
No. So I put some on there. I'm like, I think it might be a show. I don't know.
That's for us to figure out.
Shout out
right?
to Teresa. Teresa is dead set that the best episode of the Day Tripper ever will be in Wharton.
Wharton.
Wharton, Texas.
I was a little
I was like,
shocked.
I don't think so, Teresa. And she's like, look, it's got a museum of 20th century technology.
Yeah.
Dan Rather was born there.
Sure.
Like, okay. Something else. I'm like, all right, we'll give it a go. If y'all want us to go to Wharton, we're there.
Let's do it.
Make Teresa happy. Vote for Wharton. But to go back to like the real part of the question I think he's asking is, we look at the state, we try to be geographically diverse, we try to be food diverse, and we try to make every season sort of be a snapshot of a lot of different places in Texas, different food, different people, different stories.
And we try the best we can because honestly, the majority of the things in Texas are going to be more centralized in the state.
Yeah.
And then kind of going, DFW down to San Antonio. Like majority of things are kind of going to fall in that area off of
Yeah.
35.
That's true.
So we have to kind of push ourselves to get out and do other things.
Yeah.
And not specifically just like, not in general, but like within a season. We gotta get out west this season. We gotta go east.
Yep,
we gotta
yep,
get
yep.
down to the RGV.
We've neglected the valley for the past few years. It's time. We need to get
We gotta
down
get
to the
back there.
valley.
And then also there's the Panhandle.
the Panhandle. Yeah.
It's up there somewhere, right?
And we hadn't gone to El Paso since season 5. Like we need to go back there. It's on the list.
I've never been to El Paso.
What?
I know I've said this
You
before.
guys,
That's kind
yeah.
of like this geographical oddity in my life. I don't know how I've never made it
They're
there.
not really on the way to anything.
No, that's
why.
the problem.
Yeah.
It's if you're not going to El Paso, then why are you going that
Yeah.
way?
What are you doing?
Anytime I go west, I'm not going that far
Unless
west.
you're driving to LA, but you've never like.
I'm not
that's a
going to
long-
California,
Yeah.
Chad.
That's a long road trip, dude. That's a long road trip. So, anyway, jump in thedaytripper.com. You'll see our viewers' choice contests. All right, fan rants and musings.
Hey, Day Tripper, I got a bone to pick with you. Oh my goodness, it's the Day Tripper. We love your show.
All right, this comes from Ann on YouTube. This was kind of an interesting thing. We're in the middle of football season, and if y'all remember, there was we did a list of our favorite mascots.
Yes.
And that was fun. It kind of went viral. But one of those craziest mascots in Texas was the Central Catholic Buttons. It's like a button. It was a button. Their mascot is a button.
Oh, man.
And when I read it, I go, that I'm misunderstanding something because that is a very dumb mascot. but it was actually the name for a section of a rattlesnake tail. That you count the buttons to know how long how old the rattlesnake is.
But they didn't want to just be called the Rattlers?
Well, okay, so this is her email. It says, "Hi, I love your show and podcast. I'm from San Antonio originally. I thought I would pass on some info related to the Central Catholic mascot. Yes, they are the buttons, rattlesnake tail sections, but they're the buttons because St. Mary's University is the Rattlers. So they're both Catholic schools. The high school and the university are run by the same religious orders, the Marianists. And I thought you'd like that little bit of info. So the reason they're the Buttons, they're kind of like the baby rattlesnakes.
Got it.
And St. Mary's University is the Rattlers. Keep on doing what you're doing. Lots of great ideas and places to explore.
Okay.
The more you know.
I mean, at least it makes sense.
Yeah, at least it makes sense.
I still would have gone with something to do with a rattlesnake, because at least, like, the young ones, they can't control the venom.
Oh,
so it's like they're
right.
even more dangerous.
The fangs. What do you call a baby rattler? Baby rattler.
Baby rattler.
Yeah. So,
I call it a snake. Stay away.
Exactly. So, the fangs would have been cool.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
Buttons.
The buttons.
Right.
We're going with buttons.
If you can back it up by saying, here's why, then I'll leave you alone. Good enough.
Go.
Good enough.
Okay. We have another thing. This is relating to Catholicism, I guess. We're on a little Catholicism kick here. But this was coming in about our last podcast. If you remember in our last podcast, we did the story of the prison break.
Yes.
Okay, so this person, Mike Tokarts, wrote us an email. He said, I heard you talking about the prison break in Huntsville, or the hostage event of 1974. Well, one of the hostages was a Catholic priest by the name of Father Joseph O'Brien. Father O'Brien exchanged himself for another hostage to become a hostage. I was like, man, what a noble move.
Wow.
He did like a prisoner swap.
Yeah.
And gave himself over to being a hostage. In the ensuing gun battle, Father O'Brien was wounded, but thank God he survived. Fast forward to 1981, Father O'Brien is a pastor in Brownsville, Texas. And in July of that year, he married my wife and myself.
What?
Yeah, that's kind of fun. A wonderful man. May he rest in peace. Sorry, but your podcast brought back some memories and I wanted to share.
That's a cool story.
That's cool.
Really
That's cool. Man, to live through an event like that.
Yeah.
Well, one, a heroic act. I don't know who he exchanged himself for, but to say, like, take me, not them.
Yeah.
To go through that. And then to, maybe he, as a pastor, wanted to minister to the people on the inside. I'm sure they're traumatically scared right now. Let me bring them some comfort in their faith that, God's got this no matter how it works out, kind of thing. And then evidently went on to live a pretty long life as a pastor in South Texas. That's cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Really cool.
All right. Last one. And this one is a little pick me up. We didn't get any mean ones.
Really?
Yeah, I know. We're losing our edge if people like us too much. Dear staff of the Daytripper, well, whenever you're on TV, it improves my life. There is a happy goodness about your show, and I do thank you so, so much. I just finished the one about the Davis Mountains, and it was simply lovely. And the food, ... don't get me started. There's a verse in the Bible about keeping your mind on good things, and that is what happens when I tune into y'all. Thank you, and God bless.
Susan Gardner.
Her name is Susie. Maybe my mom goes by Susie Salam. Yeah.
No, okay. I don't want to,
Yeah.
That's an amazing email. That's an amazing email.
Thanks, Mom. Hey, Mom, I don't have any good emails this month. Send some in. All right, guys. Well, that's
Love
the
it.
podcast for the day. Thank y'all so much. Shout out to Don Hewlett Chevrolet. If you're thinking about going EV, maybe you're just EV curious, go down to donhewlett.com, test drive something. Thank you to Alex Fort for being the producer on this. As always, we will see y'all next month. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. That helps out a ton. If you have questions, leave them in the comments of the YouTube video, this one that you're watching right now. And time to say goodbye, Daniel.
All right. Goodbye.
And let's see, hook 'em horns, I guess. Bye, con Dios, amigos.
Let's do it.